So hello, good afternoon, welcome to Boxing Scotland's Youth and Elite Championships here for the third day at Ravenscraig. Joining me at ringside, Ben for Boxing Scotland. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, Jamie, yourself?
I'm alright, man. So it was a bit as usual. I thought we had plenty of time, and then all of a sudden boxers are headed to the ring. In the ring right now we've got the semi-finals in Kelsey Hughes and Megan Gordon. We're just going to switch back to the Boxing Scotland ring cam. If you are watching online, don't forget to like and subscribe, tag people so you know where to watch. Yeah, this is round number 2, bout number 1. So Kelsey and Megan are boxing in the 50 female kilogram semi-final. You get Megan in the blue corner and Kelsey in the red. The ring is a bit closer, you were saying earlier.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer than it was last week.
It's a bigger ring as well. Is this the same
yes,
size?
we've moved this. So this was the ring that was in the High Performance Centre in Glasgow.
Oh, I
and
thought I
we've
recognised
swapped it. Yeah, so we've swapped that in for the competition. So this is our first bout of the day. This is actually the first bout in this weight category in this competition. So this is the light flyweight. This is a semi-final. We already know who the other finalist is going to be. So Frances Heath of Doonhamers has already received a bye into the final. So the winner of this bout will face her at our elite finals on the 9th of April.
Right, and Frances, congratulations, she passed our driving test all day, so
Brilliant.
she can drive there.
Congratulations.
Assuming she got a car.
Oh, of course. How's your driving going, Jamie?
Oh, I don't know, I need to start. I need to reset a theory. So hello to Susan, as always, up bright and early, waiting for the stream to start. Hashtag Team Lock End. Susan's son will be boxing.
So we've got quite a difference in experience in this bout today. So Kelsey, speaking of Rob Roy earlier, so Kelsey's quite a new boxer. This is her first real year as a boxer. Mm-hmm. Whereas, of course, Megan's been a registered boxer for almost 10 years. Wow. The first female for Scotland to compete at the Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast in Australia in 2018. So she made history there. And, you know, she quite a gap between the two, so it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out.
Speaking to a lot of female boxers, sometimes it's difficult for them to get bouts. I mean, we all move in the right direction. There's more females competing in shows as well. Like you see a lot more female boxing, but sometimes you say there's a few walkovers just because there isn't always that many females in some weight categories.
Yeah, well, I mean, female boxing in terms of the amateur game, it's been less than 10 years since it's been at that elite level. So it was the Olympic Games in 2012 in London is when it was first introduced, and then in the Commonwealth Games 2014. So we're less than a decade in to that. So it has grown since that date, and I'm sure it's going to continue to flourish and grow. We've got a lot of female boxers within our gyms just now. I think we still need to try and get them to transition to become registered boxers. We've got a lot in the gyms that maybe haven't become registered boxers, but that's going to grow over time.
The thing is, you've got a lot of female ambassadors,
yeah.
And with that is Stephanie Kernahan. I think she's boxing.
She is, yeah. She's on later today.
She's also going through her coaching, which is great to see, because I think it really does. You need more female coaches, more female officials, with a female referee as well at the novice championships, and it's when young girls and women see that, they're just reminded that boxing is really open to everyone, and when you see it then becomes far more believable.
Yeah, no, 100%. And with people like Megan, you know, she is a trailblazer. You know, her and Vicky Glover were the first to go over and compete at a Commonwealth Games for Scotland.
Is that in
Australia?
Oh, Australia.
Gold Coast in Australia, yeah. So we didn't have any female boxers in Glasgow in 2014 at the Commonwealth Games. So that was the first one where that was allowed. It wasn't until 2018 where we had that. Megan, of course, is trained by her father, Paul Ratch Gordon, who was the winner of the BBC Sports Personality Unsung Hero Award for Scotland last year. So Ratch, as he's known, is in the corner today. His nickname, yeah.
So in the third and final round here, bout number 1. Just a few people asking some questions. So when is Jamie Buchanan boxing? He will be boxing in 20 seconds, and he's boxing Ronald Devlin from Loch End. About 22, so there are 3 walkovers, 4 walkovers been in and out. Liam Ryan, there's Kelsey Hughes is in the red corner, Megan Gordon in the blue.
Megan herself is also a registered coach at Elgin, so she's moved on to the coaching side. She's been here at the championships last month and last week as well in coaching duties.
So Megan's 22.
She's only 22 and
has been boxing for 10 years.
Yeah, an incredible amount of experience already in the game for only 22.
So we're going to try something different. We do something new. For some boxers, we will grab the winners that progress to the finals and have a chat with them. We'll need to swap seats. I just realised that you did say it to me.
I'll be able to squeeze out.
There's music playing in the next. I think there's like a dance competition or something on it. You forget how massive this venue is. I mean, at the novices we had 3 rings.
Yeah.
Now we've got 1 big massive ring, but
Kelsey's doing really well. Considering the big gap in experience, you've got to say that she's certainly competing very well in this bout.
I mean, she's 4 years older, 36. That's brilliant. So Ben, we'll go ask the winner of this bout if they want a wee interview. Joining me later on in commentary with Gregory Houston. He's got a weekend off. He drove me here. Let's get the official announcement. I'm ringing out Sir Craig Stephen.
We have a unanimous decision. The favourite winner through to the final in the blue corner, Megan Gordon.
Congratulations to Megan there.
And please see the applause for Kelsey Hughes.
We are there. She's 22 years old, been registered as a boxer now for almost 10 years.
So, ladies and gentlemen, contest number 2 was the first of our semi-finals in the men's elite bantamweight 20 division. The red corner, Joshua Green, the blue game has withdrawn. Therefore, Connor Hines from the Beat Boxing Club walks over to the final. Contest number 3, boxers, please.
Just going to switch to Ben.
Thank you, Jamie. Well done, Megan.
Megan.
Thank you.
That was a hard contest. How was it for yourself in there?
That's my first one back in 4 years, so obviously it's a big change. Good to get back, but obviously now the ring dust is off, so hopefully for the final I feel up to scratch.
You've got Frances Heath from Doonhamers. Have you boxed her before?
I've never boxed her actually. I think she started on the Scotland side that once I was out with injury, so now my hand's all healed, it'll be good to actually get a fight against her. I'm so chuffed that I got both the draws, because obviously being a female and a lighter weight, and obviously because I've had so many but not in the recent, like it's been like a 4-year gap, so it's really good to actually get back in the ring and get back to it, because it has been a a long drag out. I got just before lockdown started, I got back up to normal, and then obviously, like everyone, it stopped all the fighters doing that, so that was a bit disheartening. So now it's going back to square one. It's just like riding a bike again, isn't it?
Well, you looked good in there, so congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in the final.
Thank you. I look forward to it as well. Thank you.
I'm loving this. So now we're right into the second bout of the night, the day. Stephen Ferguson in the red corner and Stuart Nichols in the blue. So this is Stephen's first bout in the competition, 29 years old. I love the facts that you produce for this, Ben. It's brilliant.
Yeah, so the second belt today was off. I don't know if you've touched that
Yeah,
already.
yeah,
Josh
yeah,
was
so-
saying, wasn't here today, so Conor Hind got a walkover into the final. So Conor Hind awaits the winner of this bout.
I remember this from the novices. It was a boxer that he didn't really think he was going to do that well, but he ended up boxing about 3 or 4 times, and every time he boxed like, I think three times over the weekend, just back to back before he went into the final. So some people, it's just your luck of the draw. Maybe you get a straight walkover to the final. Other people need to battle it out.
That's it, and it is a blind draw, so there's no seedings as well. So especially when you have some of the bigger weight categories, you know, the 1 or 2 favourites could get pulled out in the quarterfinals together. So it's for this one we only had 4 in the category. So this is the first bout at the bantamweight, male bantamweight category in this competition.
So Stephen Ferguson was the elite flyweight champion 2019. I actually recorded that. That was the only this is when we first got started with JTV, and they asked us to go out, and I went out and recorded it. And I think that was his first major competition, and he won. Stephen also spoke outside the ring about how boxing has sort of changed his life around, and he's kind of became sort of local hero in Milton and North Glasgow. A lot of the young boxers there look up to him just because he has that knowledge and that experience at life. So he's 29 years old. I think he started boxing quite late, to be honest, but he's been doing amazing, travels down south when he can as well. I go round number 1. So how did you like the interview? It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I think it went okay. Just something we want to try and add into the broadcast. As we spoke last week, you know, we want to keep improving. So I think this is one of the things that can really help. One of the reasons why we can do it though is there's one ring.
Oh, I know.
2 rings, 3 rings. It'd be absolute carnage trying to get interviews for everyone. So, yeah, 1 ring. We've got 20 belts on today. I think should be able to do that. Oh, I did notice Craig Stephen was talking over it, so I don't know if people could hear Megan over Craig's announcements.
Yeah, I think you've got a very short space of time to get the.
And it's a quick turnover as well, because we have the holding area just behind the curtain, so the boxers are ready to go. So as soon as this bout ends, I mean, we can already see the next bout are waiting there. So it is a quick turnover. So we'll have to keep them short and sweet.
You done fantastic though. Let's go round number 2. Stuart Nichols, Gala Shields, the blue corner, and Stephen Ferguson, the red.
Stephen been very aggressive, coming forward. He's looking to make the fight, throwing some big shots. He's obviously moved up in weight, because when 2019 he was the flyweight champion, this bout is obviously at bantamweight, so So he's moved up a little bit in weight since 2019.
There's a lot more shreddy, so I'm wondering if that's just pure muscle he's adding.
Yeah, he looks to be carrying it fine. It doesn't look to be any issue for him. A good left hook there.
During lockdown, I remember Stevens doing some TikTok dancing online.
Right,
There's a few
okay.
boxing TikTokers.
Is there? Okay.
Shazman Parnez now boxes out of Priest Hill. Was boxing last weekend.
Okay.
He's getting thousands of followers. So.
Really? Wow.
And Graham from Revshire Boxing, he does a lot. He films a lot of what's going on and training and that and posts it. So it's a good way to promote yourself, I suppose.
I'll be honest, I'm not on TikTok.
Do you know, I get it just to watch,
Yeah.
to watch the videos, but
Okay.
I'm a bit of a head case. I need to like post funny videos and stuff like that.
So Conor Hind is here today. He didn't know Joshua Thane was going to withdraw, so he came for the weigh-in. I'd imagine he'll be here and he'll be watching the bout just now.
There's a few boxers I'm going to grab. Sam Hickey promised to come over at some point. He's just back from Belarus.
No, it was Croatia.
Croatia,
yeah, the European under-22s. So he did fantastic over there.
Picked up a bronze medal.
Sam will, of course, be hoping to be at the Commonwealth Games this summer in Birmingham. I think it's a pretty good chance he'll be in the squad for that.
So we spoke about last week about the elite groups and the invitations that people are going to be getting. Is that from this stage, or is it? Yeah.
So the finalists.
Yeah, the
So anyone who wins today is going to get an invitation for an assessment. We've already got some people who are part of the various Boxing Scotland squads. So we have a next generation squad, a development squad, and then finally our elite boxing group, which is the highest squad. So the majority of the elite boxing group are not involved in this competition. Normally they would be. However, because it's a Commonwealth Games year, and that to qualify for that runs up until May, so that's why the likes of Sam was over in Croatia at competitions. So they're at international competitions trying to get ranking points to qualify. So the majority of them are not going to be here today, which is one of the reasons why Craig McAvoy, our national head coach, has said he wants to any winners or finalists actually to invite them to an assessment and then an opportunity to attend multi-nation sparring event as well. So.
And I think COVID as well played a part in just how active people were and
yeah.
Like some boxers' development. Also, boxers were shooting up, moving into different weight categories and stuff. So it was just it was a big chunk of the lives if you weren't in. We spoke as well about how the elites were still able to compete and how important it was that they competed at an international level. So they do get that. The more bouts they have, the more rankings and that they can go up
and you can't forget, this is our first elite competition for 3 years. So the one in 2020 got cancelled right at the beginning of the pandemic, and then we didn't run one last year because we still didn't have events back up and running. Wasn't until August 2021 that we were able to have a return to boxing event in the High Performance Centre. So it has been a long time, and there's been a big changeover. I was looking at some of the winners from 2019, and some of them are no longer with us. They've turned pro or drifted away. So it is like a new group, and then obviously with a lot of them not being in this competition as well, it is giving a chance to some people to really go and make a name for themselves and go win a Scottish elite title.
Yeah. So in round number 3, about 3, this is Stephen Ferguson in the red corner, boxing out of North Glasgow, and Stuart Nichols in the blue from Gala Shields. The referee is Mr. Stevie Morrison. So these 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 3 3-minute rounds. So we've got 20 belts today. I believe we're going to be taking in an intermission around 1 p.m. for about half an hour. but we'll be on till late in the afternoon.
Right.
So yeah, any winners today? Craig McAvoy is here. He's on a bit of a scouting mission, and he's got his letters as well. So he's got the letters ready to give out anyone who wins today that written invitation to come for their assessment to join one of the Boxing Scotland squads. As I said, there are some people who are actually a part of the squads. Next up, we've got Dion Paul, and she's already a member of the Boxing Scotland development group. But I guess where the opportunity lies is if you can beat somebody in that group, maybe shows that you deserve that place over them. So there might be a bit of that going on as well today.
I think he's looking for people that's a bit of a all-rounder. I mean, some novices that I know that are very good at sparring and great in their gym, but they come out to a competition like this and there's a lot of added pressure performing in front of a crowd. Something that's part of the development as well. And even the interviews, so got
standing count there for Stuart Nichols. Referee Stevie Morrison jumping in. That's 10 seconds to go in the third and final round.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm going to jump over.
Yep, so Ben is going to go grab the winner of this bout. And we'll go back to Craig Stephen for the official announcement in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, back into the ring for the result contest number 3. With Mr. Morrison brings together both boxers. We have unanimous decision going in favour of the winner to the final. In the red corner, Stephen Ferguson. And please get the applause going.
So I'm ecstatic for Stephen. As I said, we filmed the final back in 2019, and just in a moment, Stephen's just going to switch and speak to Ben.
Congratulations, Stephen. That was a hard bout. How was it for you?
It was a good fight. I had to move up weight for this fight, so maybe going to be a wee bit of weight in it, but I always come in and give my all.
We were speaking during the contest that you were the flyweight champion in 2019. So, do you still think you could make lower weights then?
Aye, I do. That's the weight I do fight at 51. But this, I'll give my best at this as well and hopefully win this.
Yeah, well, you've got Conor Hind of Beast now in the final in a couple of weeks, so you've got some time to prepare for that. Have you seen much of Conor before?
No, but he's just seen me there, so we'll see how it goes, innit?
Well, congratulations and good luck in the final.
Cheers.
So let's switch back to the ring.
Contest number 4 in the ring is the 3-minute rounds semi-final in the female bantamweight elite division. A referee for this one, Mr. Donald Campbell, introducing in the red corner, boxing for the Icons, boxing for Lisa, as far as Dion Paul. In the blue corner, boxing for the Falkirk Phoenix Boxing Club, Stephanie Birmingham.
So I've been looking forward to this for a while.
You're quite good friends with Dion, are you?
We both,
Yeah.
Stephanie and
Right.
Stephanie's been in my shop. I've followed her career. I've actually got a vest, which I think this was back in India. It was the first time 3 females were in the finals.
Yeah, well, we were speaking about Megan Gordon earlier, about her being a bit of a trailblazer, and you could say the same for Stephanie Kernigan. So in 2018, she was part of the first ever Scottish female boxers at the World Championships. So it was herself Vicky Glover and Megan Reid.
I've got that. So basically, I bid for that vest.
Okay.
Just because the history, my cousin was in the first ever sanctioned female boxing match in
Right.
Scotland.
Okay.
So my cousin, she's back in California originally for the Philippines, married.
Okay.
It's a weird family tree we've got. So because of that, like, I bid for the vest, and then I believe it's at the Boxing History Museum.
Right,
just now, So I
okay.
donated it to them. I still own it, but they're borrowing it.
Right, okay. So no, hugely experienced. You know, she won the elite bantamweight competition 2017 and 2018. She was also the first Scottish female boxer to win a GB Elite Championships back in 2015. So she's been an amateur for almost 15 years, would you believe?
So I would
So
suspect
hugely
both these boxers know each other well.
So speaking of Dion, she's a member already of the Boxing Scotland Development Group.
Yep.
So she's already part of that squad. Obviously, Stephanie's not currently. She has been in the past. She was taking a wee bit of a break. She's been doing a lot of coaching. We had an article with her on our website a few months ago. She's been involved with coaching the performance pathway with Falkirk Phoenix, and she seems to be going down that route. But she was talking about maybe hanging up her gloves, but she's obviously decided to keep going for now.
I love Stephanie's stance in the ring. She's just a great boxer to watch.
Yeah. So this is our first bout at this category. This is the bantamweight category. Again, we already have a boxer who's got a bye into the final, so that's Maggie White of Broxburn. She awaits the winner of this at our elite finals.
Last 10 seconds around number one. I'm just in awe of these two, to be honest.
Close round.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was very close.
Stephanie landing a couple of good shots right at the
Yeah,
end there.
yeah.
It might sway the judges. Depends on the angle they have, though. You know, we've got judges all the way around. We've got 5 judges on today, all around the ring. And sometimes with close bouts like this, depends on the angle you're sitting at as
Yeah.
well for the ring, how you see it and how clear you see shots landing. But high quality first round.
Yeah, brilliant. So I could watch these two all day. I just try and lip read. I try and lip read what the corner's saying.
Yeah. So Dion's Western District silver medalist from this season. She actually stepped up to lightweight, where she boxed Maya Peacock of Barhead, losing on a 4-1 split decision. But she's back down at bantamweight today. I think that does sort of show some of the difficulties female boxers at the moment have in trying to make belts. The fact that, you know, she would have to step up in weight or down in weight. You do see a bit of that, just trying to make the bouts. Obviously, the more we can grow that female side of the sport, the better, and the more competition that they'll have.
Dion's kind of saying jab and double jab. I think she just needs to maybe use that jab a bit more. When Stephanie does get right in her face, she does get these killer blows landing, body, head. Great combination.
Stephanie's boxing really well today. I mean, when I spoke to her a few months ago and she was talking about she might just have one more bout. I think she had a bout up in Elgin scheduled, and she was talking that might even be it. But you know, she's certainly shown today that she's got an awful lot left in the tank. You know, really good performance from her. Which, considering all our accolades, we really shouldn't be surprised at either. That's a standing count now for Dion Polland.
I think it was maybe bound to happen at some point. She's got a lot of power in her shots, Stephanie has.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Stephanie today. Couple of big shots there, and we've got another standing count.
That's his second standing count. I'm just going to bring in Gregory Houston, who's also with us at ringside. Greg, you know both these boxers. You've seen them compete in the past. How you finding this bout?
Stephanie's definitely got the edge here. Well, I mean, Dion's taken a couple of counts. Dion's definitely giving a good account of herself, but I think the experience for Stephanie is showing.
Yeah.
And it's called it off now anyway.
So, referee's calling it now. Ben, hopefully Stephanie agrees. I know sometimes she's been a bit shy, but let's see where we'll get her on. We'll just go Craig Stephen for the official announcement in the ring. Just so you believe he's here, I never phoned in before we got the official announcement. Gregory Houston's helping us in commentary as well.
Before we play the official result, please show appreciation for both our boxers. Now, the first duty of the referee always for the safety of the boxers, and for that reason, the referee Donald Campbell stops this contest in round number 2, declaring the winner and through to the final in the blue corner, Stephanie Gorman. And please give the applause for Dion Polland.
So great work there from Stephanie. Also Dion, as I said, I know two of them well. But Francis Heath will now meet Stephanie in the final. And we'll go to Stephanie.
Hi Stephanie, fantastic performance today. How did you feel in there?
Really good. I've been training really hard. Training really hard for this. I know I'm quite a good technical boxer, but I thought I need to learn how to get a wee bit of fight in. So that was the plan today. Not so much outboxing, but I knew I had to take the fight to Dion because she's just a good lassie, and she, she's tall, awkward, southpaw, and I've sparred with her, at Bridgeton and all that sort of thing, with Boxing Scotland. So I know she's a really good lassie. So I knew I had to do something different that she's not seen before, and that's bite down on the gum shield, head down, and go for it a wee bit more. And that's exactly what we did. It's paid off, and I'm looking forward to the finals.
Yeah, it was a terrific display. I mean, when we spoke a few months ago, you were talking about you were maybe going to focus on your coaching side of the things, and you were even talking about hanging up your gloves after one more bout. You certainly showed today that you've still got an awful lot left in the tank. What's your plans moving forward, I mean, even after the elite final?
Well, I thought definitely I wanted to get another bash, see if I've still got some good bouts left in me, and I think just after that, I'm ready to go for the finals. It's a big night, and then who knows where it'll take me. I'm not fully decided, but after that performance, I think I'm going to stick with the boxing. But still coach maybe the kids' class, but with the older ones, I'll be grafting and training there. So it'll be a wee blend there, a bit of coaching. But For example, for this, I never did any coaching at my club at all. It was all focused 3 times a day, every day training.
Well, it paid off. So congratulations and good luck in the final.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Bye.
We go right back into the ring for bout number 5 in the red corner, Fawaz Aborodi, and in the blue corner, Peter Payton. Great to hear from Stephanie there, I think. She was right, she had to bring something to really bite down in her gumshoe, she said, and take the fight to Dion.
Just moving on to this one, Fawaz have been really looking forward to seeing him today. Speaking about our elite boxing group not being involved, he's actually one of the few that is. So Fawaz actually was at the World Championships last year. He travelled with Boxing Scotland and had Craig McAvoy in his corner and all that. But because he doesn't have a British passport, he was actually boxing for the Fair Chance team, which is a team that provides those with international restrictions a chance to fight. And he moved over from Nigeria when he was 7 years old, but currently doesn't have a British passport, which unfortunately is going to rule him out of competing at the Commonwealth Games. He would have needed a British passport to represent Scotland at the Commonwealth Games, and he's not going to have that in time. So he's here today. He is a very important member of our elite boxing group, and I think already you can see the quality that he's got.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
A very impressive start from him. He boxes for Byron Boxing Club in Aberdeen. And he won a bout as well over at the World Championships. He actually has a victory over there. He beat Anthony Joseph of Trinidad and Tobago in the second round. He got a buy-in for the second round before he lost to Francis Samuel Castori in the third round. The Frenchman actually would go on and get a bronze medal at the World Championships. So shows the quality of the opponent who was able to beat him.
So Peter in the blue corner, obviously the big brother, Patrick. They both box out the Argo Centre. It's not the Argo Centre anymore, but in Drum Chappers it was Argo Boxing in the Argo Centre. They've now found a new home. He's 20 years old, and this is his first bout in this competition. But he's always about supporting his brother. So I always sees him and his family.
And his brother's a good boxer. His brother Patrick, who's only 17, he's a member of our next generation group, and I believe he's going to be getting moved up as well. So I think the talk is he's going to be going up to our elite boxer group, Patrick. So,
which is brilliant to see. I mean, it was Greg jumped in there. I brought him in because I mean, he like me, we're meeting boxers constantly. You're seeing them develop. As I said, COVID took a big chunk out of that, and it's good to see boxers back. It's a great list of names coming up today, which is it's brilliant to see. I think you're going to have an amazing final with a few of these big names. And as you said, that it's about boxers developing, stepping up, getting that opportunity to join the elite groups.
So this is the featherweight division, 57 kilogram. Next up we have Declan Riley from Rob Roy and Peter Oswald of Glasgow Boxing Academy, which is the other semi-final at featherweight. So Fawaz or Peter looking to book their place in the final first. I'd imagine Patrick's probably here cheering his brother on.
Yeah, he would be. I'm trying to see. Usually they sit at the back of that. Sit at the back of the spectator stand. I can't see that far. Nice work there from Fawaz.
I'd imagine for Fawaz as well, having competed at World Championships, coming back down to this level, you'll have a lot of confidence that you can can compete, and he looks like he's got a lot of confidence today. It doesn't look like he's.
I believe that's the first time I've seen him, and very, very impressive, man. He's you can tell he wants it, and he's willing to put that effort.
And I think he would have had a great chance of going down to the Commonwealth Games this summer if there wasn't the restrictions in place. Only 19 years old as well.
Nice jabs there from Peter. I suppose this is a big opportunity for him as well, to take on someone like Fawaz.
100%. I mean, we talked about earlier that whoever wins today is going to get that offer to come into the assessment from the national group. But for Peter, if he's able to win today, not only does he get that, but he actually beats somebody who's already on the elite boxer group. So, I mean, it would be a phenomenal victory for him to get.
Which there would be an added pressure to all this to come in. It's not just another boxing bout. There's a lot on the line in terms of your career, your development. Now we're adding in interviews as well, so no pressure at all. Big left there, and nice work there from Peter. But Fawaz, you can see he's determined. We'll try to get in the inside, not letting Peter, but nice
Good
again, right left there from Peter. Jim Smith just reminding Peter not to use his shoulder.
And the pace isn't letting up either. I mean, the way they started this bout, here we are at the end of the second round, and they're still going. No signs of let up.
I think both guys are showing they can walk in the inside as well as keep this. I think that was towards the end there, a definite great round for Peter. But Fawaz is again, he is determined. He's got that strength, agility. It's brilliant. Just saying a quick hello to everyone watching at home. This is Boxing Scotland's Youth and Elite Championships. We've only got the elites left, or the youths.
Yeah, so the youths were all wrapped up last weekend, so we're just on to the elite semi-finals today and the finals in 2 weeks' time on the 9th of April.
So that was Jamie from JTV and Ben from Boxing Scotland, who I just want to say thanks for the encouragement and everything that we're achieving together. It's brilliant. We're definitely moving in the right direction.
We're giving Sky Sports a run for their money now.
I know. They're going to try and pinch you or so.
So final round here in the 57 kilo featherweight semi-final. Be interesting to see how the judges went for that second round. I thought Fawaz had another fast start as he did in the first, but as I said, Peter landed a couple of big shots towards the end of that round, so could all be in the balance going into this third and final round. Fawaz has Tony Kerr in his corner as coach, a very, very experienced coach who's been part of the GB setup in Sheffield before. I'm sure he'll be giving them some important tips.
I think Peter's used that same technique. Get right in, then quick left, right. Just try to make it as awkward for Fawaz as possible, I think. I can see what he's attempting to do, the sort of wee sidestep and throwing the left You'll see boxers practice this in the gym. But I think Peter's been really impressive as well, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's a great bout. As you say, this is his opportunity now to really step up. I think now Peter's finding a bit more comfortable. We've seen him really up close and personal. He's now using that jab, dancing around the ring. But as we both know, it just takes one blow and then
I think Peter's landed maybe 2 or 3 of the most notable punches in the bout. But perhaps Fawaz has had a bit more volume, so it'll be interesting to see what the judges go for here.
I definitely think he's been a bit more aggressive.
Certainly, Peter seems to have had some of the more cleaner shots, but it's what is the judges going to look for? Are they going to look for Fawaz's kind of overwhelming style, or the cleaner shots from Peter on the back foot?
Last 10 seconds of round number 3. Oh, great bout there. Well done to both boxers. But we'll pass back to Craig Stephen for the official announcement in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 3, Mr. Smith will bring together both boxers. What a contest. Let's hear it please for both our boxers in the ring. So when it comes to surprise, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 3-2 split decision going in favour of the winner through to the final in the blue corner, Peter.
So I spoke there about how I seen it, and let's say Peter landed a lot more cleaner shots. I think he made it as awkward as he can for Fawaz, who was just really coming forward. And hopefully we can have a chat with Peter. Ben from Boxing Scotland is attempting to grab him now. And then I'm going to take a break for a round. And Gregory Houston will join Ben on commentary.
Here.
I'm just ready to go.
Stand here.
Congratulations, Peter. That was a very hard bout. How was it for yourself in there?
Aye, I loved that. A long time at the ring, but it was good to get back in and get fighting again. Aye, first round I thought, I say I could go to him, but then the second and third I thought I dominated at long distance and inside. So I thought it was a pretty comfortable win.
You seem to land the cleaner shots in the second and third round. There's 2 or 3, really clean, hard shots in both rounds there. Do you think that's probably what edged it for you?
Aye, definitely. We've been working in these shots all through camp, and it's paid off.
And of course, Fawaz is already a member of the elite boxing group, so you've managed to beat somebody who's already at that level. Anybody who gets into the final is going to be offered an assessment to potentially join. How big is that for yourself?
Obviously I have to get a trial, a massive opportunity to get in. But I thought a long time at the ring, it was just good to get back in the ring.
Congratulations. I think Craig McAvoy as well has a letter for you for coming to an assessment, so well done, and we look forward to seeing you in the final.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
So I'm going to leave commentary for this bout. I'll leave Ben and Greg in charge. Hopefully they don't swear or cause any trouble.
Thanks, Jamie.
So next up we have Declan Riley of Rob Roy versus Peter Oswald of Glasgow Boxing Academy. This is the next semi-final in the male 57 kilogram featherweight category. The winner is obviously going to go in and face Peter Payton from Argo, who we just saw win. That was a terrific bout, wasn't it?
Yeah, I missed a bit of it because I had to nip out, but what I did see, 2 very good boxers.
Yeah, it was relentless from the first bell to the last.
Yeah. I saw Fawaz a couple of weeks ago. He was at the Performance Centre in the Scotland v England. He just missed out on the win in that one, but he boxed well then. And Peyton, I've seen a lot, again, cracking boxer, always good to watch. So yeah, it was good to see them. These two,
so we've got Declan Riley, 21-year-old from Rob Roy in the red corner. Now I believe Declan's already a member of the Boxing Scotland Development Group. And then in the blue corner we have Peter Oswald, 33 years old. I believe he's a former Navy champion.
Yep, that's right. I remember seeing box before, and there was quite a few from the Navy there to see him. I mean, winning the championships in any of the services is always a good pedigree to have behind you. That can definitely show that you've got skills. And with Declan being on the development squad, we know that means he's a capable boxer, so we should get a good bout here.
We were talking about Peter in the last bout. You know, he beat Fawaz, who's already on the elite boxing group, and you know, you might have a chance as well if Declan gets through to beat another member of the boxing group. You know, that's certainly a statement, isn't it? If you do that.
It is indeed, yeah. But this is what you've got to do to get to the top and get to bigger competitions and get on the squads. If you know, at some point you're going to have to beat these guys, and that's how you work your way up.
And we have our national head coach Craig McAvoy here again. He was here last week doing a bit of a scouting mission, and he's here again. So he's watching, so I'm sure he'll be taking note of anyone who catches his eye.
Yeah, definitely quite a few. So far. Oh wow, is that?
I think it was a bit of a slip.
Yeah, the right hook kind of caught him a bit, but then he went more from him, just trying to settle himself. He almost slipped to the ground. But quite a pace the two boxers have started here. You know, they're both looking for that jab, fast jabs they're trying to land.
Yeah. Both standing off a wee bit. It's not quite as full on as the last bout, but a bit more technical. Good jab there from Declan. Declan Riley there.
Yeah, so there's a good 1-2 as well from Oswald, just that jab and then the lead right through the middle.
Quite a big age difference as well. We've got Declan, who's 21, up against Peter, who's 33.
Yep. But obviously, at 21, Declan won't have had much experience at the elite age group then, because since he turned 19, it's all been shut down. So,
of course. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of guys who are now hitting 2021, and that'll be their first year at this age category. And it's always the thing that's got me, I think, when you come up through the schools, junior youths, you pretty much face the same guys every year in the championships, and then you get to senior level, and it's suddenly everyone up to the age of just under 40 is there. It's a whole new ball game, really, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got a lot of young boxers on today. I mean, the last belt, you know, Fawaz is 19, Peter's 20, again Declan's 21.
Yeah.
A lot of boxers. We were speaking to Jamie earlier about how a lot of the elite boxer group aren't here because of the Commonwealth Games this summer. They're competing in various international competitions, trying to get ranking points to qualify for that.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on some of the results from them. Some of them picked up some very good wins overseas in the last few weeks.
This is bout number 6 for today. It's our 5th bout of the day. Bout 2, we had Joshua Thane versus Connor Hine. Connor Hine got a walkover there into the final.
Yeah, don't know whether Thane's not well or injured, but whatever's happened there. Connor's a good boxer. He topped the bill at his club show a few weeks ago. Beef got a good win there.
He's only 18 as well.
Yeah, very popular young lad. A lot of people out to cheer him on that night.
Son of head coach JP Hind as well at Beef.
Yeah, JP's a good coach, nice guy. I say Connor's a good wee boxer. I'll be interested to see him in the final.
So at the moment we have 15 elite finals.
Yeah, wow.
In 2 weeks' time.
That's going to be a long night.
We did have 16, but unfortunately all of the heavyweight have pulled out.
Oh, no.
So we don't have anyone left.
No.
We have one person left. We had in complete withdrawals at the 92 kilogram heavyweight.
Yeah.
So we're down to 15.
And of course the the reigning champion from however long ago we last had a championships, Scott Edwards. He was actually, I know he was looking at box at 86 with the new division at cruiserweight. But I don't think I know he was injured. I'm guessing he didn't recover and he didn't enter.
I don't believe he entered. No.
No, I think he burst his bicep or something sparring Luca Micheletti. And sadly, his brothers had to pull out now as well. Perforated his eardrum last week in the quarter-final.
And I was looking forward to seeing him. You know, he had a good bout last weekend, a good win.
Yeah, just going to say they're betting with a head there.
He beat Purple Alley of Doonhamers in the quarterfinals, Fraser Edwards, last week. And you would have been fighting Harry McGrenna of Rob Roy.
McGrenna, a crack. McGrenna's a great boxer. I was really looking forward to that one. It's a shame that's off, but
Harry McGrenna, a former member of our elite boxing group, who is currently not with the group as he's training to be a lawyer.
That's right. I was speaking to his father earlier. He said he might take a bit of time out from uni to concentrate on getting back into the boxing full time to really work on that.
A very talented southpaw boxer.
Yeah, just quickly, Doctor taking a look at Oswald. I think there's a cut there. The referee has indicated that it was from a head clash.
From where we're sitting, it doesn't look too bad. So I think the bout's going to continue.
And of course, just for anyone watching, if the cut does become too much and it gets stopped, we will go, with it being a clash of heads, it will go to the scores.
I think the important thing is that the blood's not going to drip into his eye. I think as long as he has the vision, this bout should continue as long as it doesn't get too much worse.
Doctor's happy enough, so
you might see Declan maybe target that a bit more.
It could do. If he does that,
there with the left.
Yeah.
I think he heard us.
Coming around with a jab there from Oswald, but Riley countering well.
This is the first bout in the competition for both boxers.
Yep. Yeah, it was first. So we've had a total of 4 entries in this division. One of the new divisions under the AIBA rules that came in last year, 57 kilogram featherweight.
Now going by the name of AIBA. They've dropped the A. AIBA, so now
yes, of course, I forget that.
We all make the mistake. I think we're all getting used to that.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because there is an IBA in the professional game as well. They're a very fringe kind of governing body.
Yeah. I think Declan maybe just edging it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think he's just going to land a few more. Probably scoring the rounds there.
You can see Peter's getting worked on there on the eye in the corner.
Yep. Gary.
Just one more round to get through.
Yep, Gary Porter and Barry Murphy run Glasgow Boxing Academy in his corner, and then in the red corner you've got Ped Lynch, brother of the World Championship bronze medalist Rhys Lynch, and also in there David Sutherland, whose son Marcus is a handy wee boxer as well. Both boxers looking to start this round busy again. Good pace. Oh, nice straight right there from Riley.
third and final round here. As we said, the winner will face Peter Payton of Argo in the 57 kilogram featherweight final in 2 weeks' time.
It's getting a little untidy there, but nothing too much for the referee to worry about. Again, both guys trying to be frantic with several punches at once. And again, coming in, just both trying to throw. It's been very much about this being in bursts. And stand off for a minute, then the two of them try and throw 5 at a time. Oh, nice 1-2 from Oswald. The Doctor having a look at Riley now. So now he's the other boxer getting a look over from the Doctor.
Another clash of heads?
I think so. He put the two fists together, which is the head clash symbol, isn't it?
That looks a bad one, actually.
Yeah.
That looks like quite a deep gash.
I've got a feel the length this is taking. I don't think we're going to be continuing. No, we stopped it. Yeah. There's a head clash, yeah. So question. No? Oh, he went like that. Oh, he's called it as a punch. It's been stopped.
Which means Peter Oswald of Glasgow Boxing Academy is going to get the victory here.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought you went like that, but yeah.
Yep, so it's just confirming, called as a punch, and that caused the cut, so therefore it is a stoppage, RSCI, as Craig Stephen will confirm.
That's me back. Ben, we'll grab Peter for an interview just after Craig Stephen announces the winner here officially.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the ring. He was up contest number 6. After consultation with our doctor, a referee stops the contest due to injury in round number 3, declaring the winner through to the final in a blue corner, Peter Oswald. And please give applause for Declan Riley.
So we'll just wait for Ben, see if Peter is up for a chat. It's up to the boxer, so. How you doing, Greg? You alright? Enjoyed that?
Yeah, it wasn't an all-action bout, but it was, as I said at one point, it was in bursts. The two would kind of stand off, bit of footwork, and then both of them suddenly threw flurries at the same time.
So the Glasgow Boxing Academy team just bringing in Peter, and we'll just switch to Ben. We'll have a wee chat just before the next bout.
Congratulations, Peter. Very, very hard contest. How was that for you?
Yeah, Dylan, he's a fit boy, strong lad as well. Couple of head clash, unfortunately, obviously ended, but I mean, stuck to my boxing, wanted to control the centre, using my range, because I knew he was kind of like a come forward fighter, so I needed to kind of like push it back to stop him, allowing him to do that. So, but yeah, I thought overall a good contest, and yeah,
I mean, the bout was obviously stopped in the cut. You yourself suffered a cut in the second round. Were you a bit concerned when that occurred?
I was, because I've been in the past when I've had a cut, and it's resulted in me not being able to carry on myself. So I can feel for Declan where he's at there. But like I say, I mean, I think I boxed well. I did. Like I say, it was a good bout, to be fair. Enjoyed it.
I mean, we've said that all the finalists, so everyone who wins today is going to get an assessment to potentially join one of the Boxing Scotland squads. So is that something that excites you? You're going to get an assessment now?
Yeah, I mean, to get that opportunity is pretty insane. Do you know what I mean? I'm a Navy PTI, that's my job. So to box with the Navy and that, and then obviously an assessment in Boxing Scotland, I mean, that's pretty insane. Even just having a trial, do you know what I mean? That's mental, but yeah, exciting.
Well, congratulations. We've got Craig McIver, our national head coach, just went down there with your letter as well. So congratulations, and look forward to seeing you in the final.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So back in the ring, about number 7, Kyle McNeil in the red corner, Dylan Arbico in the blue. Greg, this is no doubt going to be an absolute belter. We look forward to this. Dylan got a walkover to this point.
Yeah, Dylan, he's a multi-time Western District champion.
Yeah.
He's been boxing as longer than I've been working in the sport, I think. Kyle, good handy one out of Dury's, always produce a lot of boxers, Dury's.
We were saying this earlier with the Peter Payton, who actually went on to win. Like, when you're boxing someone who has that level of experience, it's a bigger deal. It adds to the pressure, maybe to succeed. I mean, Kyle's already boxed in this tournament. He won the prelims against Bruce Mills, the Skyax.
Dylan with some great clean punches there.
For me, this would be like a big step up for Kyle, but Dylan's just got it, isn't he? He's just one of these guys that's just...
Yeah, he is. He's always a joy to watch in the ring. He's been in with some great boxers through the years. And even a couple of times I've seen Dylan on the losing end of the result, it's been a great bout, and he's made it a great bout. Very much. Oh, a couple of good punches from Kyle there, but Dylan very much dominating this so far.
That's off to Kyle. I know how tough Kyle can be, and he is looking for the opportunities when he can get them, which is difficult when you're boxing someone like Dylan, who's got that experience and that ability. Nice straight jabs there.
Good right into the body there. Good counter left from Arbuckle again there. Oh, what a right hand that was. Oh, big left.
But if you look at Kyle's reaction, he stays on his feet, he tries to respond. Dylan's now unloading, but big body shot there.
Yeah.
But Kyle is looking for these opportunities to get
Oh,
back.
that was a big right. Yeah, I thought that would be a count there.
That just shows you how tough Kyle is.
He's taken a lot of heavy punches there, and he still seems eager to go.
And he has trading when he can, but Dylan is just...
Yeah, just Dylan non-stop. A lot of pressure, landing the punches.
Ladies and gentlemen, someone has found a dropped bank card. The name on it is Mr. Riley.
It's mine.
So if you can meet us down at the barrier, let us know what your first name
So
is.
they found a bank card. I'm claiming it.
Please come and claim your card. Mr. Riley, we have your bank card.
What's the sort code and account number for that? You can just check. My nephew's called Riley. Craig, I think it's my nephew, Riley's.
Up to £100 on contactless.
Just go and start tapping it. That's ticket prices. So we just had a wee joke here, like the wood. We got to round number 2. Seen Kyle McNeil, Jury's Boxing Club, and Dylan Arbuckle from Newt Hill.
McNeil took a lot of heavy punches there, but he's still up on the toes, trying to get himself into this. He's very game. Bit of a slower start to this round.
I think we might see what we've seen last round. Dylan might land a big shot and then just unload a flurry of body and head shots, and then Kyle will try when he can to get moved. To give Kyle his due, is moving from body to head when he can, but Dylan's just, for me, just really class, man.
He's so accurate.
Yeah.
He's not wasting many punches. I mean, obviously with everything being shut down, it is a couple of years since I last saw Dylan in the ring. But
do you know boxing Newt Hill?
He didn't have a bout at the club show. They couldn't get an opponent.
Oh, it's the Western Districts. I think he was boxing. I think he boxed at Western Districts.
Actually, yeah, he boxed in the final. I can't remember if he was on the prelims.
Because there's like 3 or 4 bouts, and I've been asked to make a wee compilation for him. But 23 years old, been registered more than 12 years as a boxer, more than 60 bouts.
Yeah, he's been boxing since the youngest age of schoolboy that you could when he started.
I've literally got it right in front of me. Western District lightweight champion. He defeated Nicholas Devlin of O'Neill, so Nicky Devlin is another favourite boxer of mine. And he also won boxer of the tournament.
Yeah. A couple of big body punches from McNeil there. Oh, big right hook to the head.
Nice spot.
Buckle taking them well though.
Coach Archer's to take a quarter step back, but I think Kyle's done well probably to prepare for this. I know he's known since last week who's going to be facing. Both of them have known, but as I said, this is the opportunity for boxers to step up and really get in amongst it, and you'll find they'll get the opportunity to take part in the elite boxing group assessments. Last 10 seconds of round number 2.
Definitely
Dylan is keeping it some energy for the last round.
Possibly, but it's definitely a better round for McNeil than the first. Whether he's done enough to win it, I'm not sure. I'm not trained as a judge. I'm not going to try and make any speculation about the scoring. But there was definitely a closer round in the first one. Whether McNeil won it or whether it was still Dylan's. It was just towards the last kind of minute that McNeil landed a lot there. And Dylan took it all well.
Yeah, he can. As I said, he's an all-rounder as a boxer. Everything from his stance, his confidence, his like comfort in the ring. You can see he's just asked him to do what if he. I'm not going to guess who's winning if he wins. I don't know if he'll be up for an interview because he said no to me last week. That's what John commentary. He was like, nah, we'll just leave.
I can see that with Dylan. He just wants to get in there, boxing and get out. He enjoys his time in the ring. He just wants to go and relax. But to be fair, after a bout like this, I can understand someone maybe not having the energy to.
Oh no.
Great combination from Arbuckle there. Neil trying to come back. Great work from the back foot on the ropes there from Arbuckle.
I think Kyle's done a lot better to block a lot of the punches that are coming forward, and he's still pushing forward.
digging that left into the body a lot there, McNeil. It's just...
Dylan is responding with headshots each time, so it's you're sacrificing and getting hit for landing those, but it's just...
Yeah, he doesn't seem too bothered with his back on the ropes. He still feels he can work from there, and he is landing.
Yeah.
Switched to a right lead briefly there.
So next up we have Kieran McMaster, Nicholas Devlin, and then Farah Jamil and Caitlin Greaves.
Now, if Kieran wins that, that'll be and Dylan wins here, that would be a rematch of one of the best Western District finals I've ever seen several years ago.
As you said earlier, Dylan bet Nicky Devlin in the Western District finals just this year.
Just got a message from Gary Young, who I've not spoken to in a while there.
Where is he? Is he watching?
He's watching online, enjoying it. Says to keep an eye on Alex Ross later from Gala Shields. He is a good wee boxer. Another big left from Dylan Arbuckle there. Oh, that's a big left hook there. McNeil doing well to stand up to some of these punches and throwing some bombs himself. I think the tiredness starting to come in for both guys as they reach the end of this. Oh, that was a really good bout.
I love that, man.
Dylan Arbuckle, I would say, with the better work, landed more, but don't take anything away from McNeil. First round he seemed a bit out of his depth at times, so the second and third he really came into it, tried to give as good as he got, trapped Dylan on the ropes, landed some big punches himself. But yeah, really enjoyed that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mr. Susan has the boxers who have the decision, a unanimous decision going in favour of the winner and through to the final. In the blue corner, Dylan Arbuckle.
So, you know what? Well done to Dylan, but really Kyle, for me, stepped up, took a lot of heavy shots as he tried to attempted to break his opponent down at times. But I think both of them really done well. So next up we'll see who will face them in the final. If Dylan agrees to an interview. Dylan agrees to an interview, then Ben will be with us in a second.
Who is going to meet Dylan in the elite lightweight final? Contest number 8, boxers, please.
Dylan, great performance.
Aye.
Was that for you in there today?
It was a good, hard fight. Boy came for a war, and to be honest, I feel like I fought his fight. Didn't box to my abilities, but one's a winner, innit?
You seem to be trying to counter him there up against the ropes, and you're having some success doing that as well.
Aye, well, I shouldn't have. I felt like the rank hang in there, but it's easier said than done. I think maybe I was catching him on the ropes, and that's where I kind of thought, right, well, I'm catching, so stay in there and keep doing it. But hindsight, I could have maybe spun the half of him done, but that's what it is, isn't it?
I mean, you've already been Western District Elite Champion this season. How much would it mean for you to go and win the Scottish title?
I mean, everything, that's your ultimate goal, innit? It's all the hard training leads to that point, so we've a good fight in the finals between these two.
Yeah, are you going to go watch it just now?
I'm going to go sit down and watch it. I boxed both of the boys, but Two of them are top boys, so it will be a top final.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Cheers.
So we go back in the ring. We have Kieran McMaster and Nicholas Devlin.
Yeah, and on the back of me mentioning Gary Young messaging me my dad's message because he wants mentioned now. So there you go.
Welcome to my world. I just don't. I don't know. I get you shout outs when you're not in. I don't know if you're even listening, but I'm like, oh.
So Kieran McMaster here, Northwest Boxing Club, Kilmarnock. He's been going for quite a few years now.
So you see how he defeated Ross Hutchison in the quarterfinals on all 3 rounds and all the 5 judges' scorecards. Compare that with Nicky, who won the quarterfinals against Conor Crawford at Dunhamers, and he won all 3 rounds and all 5 judges' scorecards. So.
Well, seems to be associated there. Kieran was a bronze medalist at the Youth Commonwealth Games back in 2015 out in Samoa. Big achievement for him. And his first bout at the elite level as seniors was representing Scotland against the British Army, and he won that night. So he's had quite a time since I've been in the ring.
Kieran is 5 years older than Nicky. He's 25, Nicky's 20. Kieran's 14 years as a boxer. He's had around 90 bouts. Compare that with Nicky, who's boxed for 10 years and he's had about 40 bouts.
Yep. Interestingly, these are both boxers who faced Dylan in the Western final at some point. Nicholas Devlin losing to Dylan in this season's final, and Kieran actually beat Dylan a good few years ago now at the Crown Plaza. It was a fantastic bout. It was a 3-2 split.
So hello everyone watching at home. You're watching JTV's coverage of Boxing Scotland's Youth and Elite Championships. This is day 3 and we'll have the finals at some point. Whether or not we're involved in that, we don't know yet. Some of the big names have been discussing it.
Yeah, BBC have covered it in the past, so
we've got some competition.
I'm sadly going to miss the finals this year.
Oh yeah, you're.
I'm going to be working at a wrestling show down in Kilmarnock.
Wow.
BCW, back to business.
Are you allowed to get involved?
Yeah.
Just crack something.
Yeah, if for some reason you're not interested in boxing, maybe your favourite boxer's not going to be in the finals. BCW back to business, 9th of April, Brant Hall, Kilmarnock.
I love wrestling. Has that been streamed?
I don't think so. Tickets are still available.
Yeah.
But if you get yourself to Ravenscraig for the finals of the boxing, that'll be a great night too.
If anybody wants to pick me up in Glasgow, give me a shout.
Yeah, I won't be available to give you a lift that night, sadly.
The thing is, if it is being covered by I didn't want to say BBC, but we're saying it now. If it is being covered by anybody else, which we'll wait and see, I get to come as a fan. I don't really need to stress out about anything. Number 2.
It is nice when you have that change, when you're actually just enjoying yourself
watching it.
You
had a free weekend and was like, do you know what, I want to go see the boxing.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's been a good bite so far, this one. A lot of big punches landed from both. Nice left hook there from McMaster.
So Kieran McMaster is featured for Scotland internationally at youth and junior and youth level. He's a registered coach, works with boxing.
Big right hand there.
And he's a sports mentor for East Ayrshire Council. Whereas Nicky, we mentioned he was a Western District Elite Lightweight silver medalist. He lost to Dylan Arbico, who you just seen the last bout. But Nicky is part of the Boxing Scotland Development Group already.
Interesting, it's been a very Western dominated division this year, isn't it? All 4 semi-finalists from the West District. Good left hook there from McMaster. Following up with that straight right. Definitely coming back though.
Nice head movement there from Nicky. He used it to his advantage. That's the third time he's tried that. McMaster really needs to keep on top of that. Nice left there from McMaster. Last 10 seconds of round number 2.
A very slick contest this actually. Both guys just thrown out. The referee hasn't had too much to do. So you've got a question there, when is Alex Ross on? If we check the running order and we can answer that.
Yeah, I've answered that. It's 5 bouts. But it's
you're
less
typing
than
the
that
responses, yeah.
So we've got coming up as Farah Jamil's next, Caitlin Greaves, and then Shelley McDonald and Mia Peacock. That won't be happening because we've got a walkover for Shelley. And Colin Kearney, Martin Kerr, and Alex Ross and Charlie Doig.
That's going to be a good one actually.
Lajian, Wasim and Abe. I'm looking forward to the Charlie Doig one. Alex Ross.
Charlie Doig's a great boxer and Alex Ross, it's always fun to watch. So
there's so many boxers that are coming today. That's Robert McNulty. He had him on last week. He was slagging off Craig and everybody else in the gym, Boris and that. So they're well. Craig's here. Craig Dixon. He's been doing some work with some of the younger boxers at Lancashire Boxing, as well as working with the pros. A great sense of humour between them all.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ahmed Saleh, who was boxing last week. He's always watching at home or on his phone. I don't know where he is. So now the third round here to see who will face Dylan Arbico at the finals.
Yep. I'll tell you something, my lack of judging ability, I'm not really sure what way this one's going.
I'm the same.
It's probably someone will say I was clearly going to one box or the other. I don't want to try and say that and then look like a fool. Yeah. McMaster just rubbing the head a bit there, saying they'd come together. Definitely just been told keep them up. Couple of big punches from Devlin there. McMaster taking them well. Oh, both landing at the same time.
You can watch all this back in jtvscotland.com/JTVLive, as well as day 2 and day 1.
Hey, both boxers are landing some big headshots and both still on their feet, taking them well and just keeping throwing. This has been a good final round. So this one really has been two guys who just want to get in there and box. There's not been any silly stuff. The ref's not had too much to do.
You can tell they both want it. They've both been consistent for me throughout. Obviously, I know Nicky a bit better, so I think that does put in your head.
Yeah, the funny thing is I know Kieran, because of all the clubs I do work for regularly. Northwest one I've been doing their show the longest, for like over 10 years since I first worked for them. So I've been watching Kieran since he was a schoolboy coming up. His dad, Graham's the head coach there.
So you're watching Box Scotland Youth and Elite Championships. My name's Jay McNeil. Here with Gregory Houston, Ben Holm. Yeah, it's still the comps. I know I keep saying that. We're going to switch back to the ring for the official announcement. Yeah, I keep saying Youth and Elite because that was the name of the tournament. I know the youths are done. So done to Kieran McMaster there.
That is going to be a great final. Dylan Arbuckle, Kieran McMaster, two really good boxers. They've met before and it was a cracker. That is going to be something to watch.
Hard luck to Nicky. I know he's going to really feel that. But both of them put in a great performance there. And we just wait for Ben. Next up, as I said, we Farah Jamil and Caitlin Greaves. And then we'll switch to Ben. I think I'm just looking to see if he can. Yeah, so here's Ben and Kieran McMaster.
Hi Kieran, I could see coming out of the ring that meant a lot to you.
That meant a world to me. I've boxed for 15 years. That was my 106th fight. And it's the first time I've made it to the finals of the Elite. So, see when you start boxing at 18 years old, your first fight is to get to the finals and win these, you know what I mean? So this is it. This is what I've trained for all my life, to get to those finals. So thankful I got a decision there. It was close.
And we're also saying that all the finalists today are going to get an assessment. I know that you've boxed previously junior youth for Scotland. How much does it mean as well that you're going to get an assessment as well for the Scotland squad?
If I'm being perfectly honest with you, I don't want to box for Scotland again. I've done it for years and it's tough. It's really, really tough. Like, see, competing against some of the top Russians, I wasn't quite at that level. I got to know that. I've got a good job, happy life. I just like my amateur boxing, fight for Northwest. I want to win the Scottish Elite. That's my goal. Has been since I was 10. If I can do that, who knows? I might then box for Scotland. Who knows? But it's not in my plans. It's not in my. I just want this elite gold. That is it.
And boxing's a big part of your day life. Obviously, you're a sports mentor for East Ayrshire Council, where you use sports, use boxing specifically as well as part of that.
Yeah. I mean, my job on Monday to Friday with East Ayrshire Council. My job title is a sports mentor, so I go into schools and I go in all different places in East Ayrshire and I deliver boxing sessions, whether it's with vulnerable kids or large groups. And a big part of that is because I'm an athlete. I'm able to go in and say to these young people, look at me, I'm doing this, I'm from Kilmarnock, and I'm no different from any of those kids that I'm working with. So that's what I do in East Ayrshire. It really is vital, and it's good. We've got some young people, some young kids that are here supporting me today, who box for Northwest, who I worked with in the schools. So it's kind of that cycle. Now they can see me at the top of the game, and I'm bringing young people in at the bottom. So hopefully we can keep that rolling.
Continue the good work and congratulations, and good luck for the final.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Kieran.
Hope to see you again soon. Cheers.
So the ring, Farah Jamil in the red corner, Caitlin Greaves in the blue.
Farah Jamil's been boxing for quite a few years now. Started out at Bella Houston. I remember seeing her box at Del Craw on one of their shows, and it was an absolutely cracking bout.
So Caitlin Greaves won the quarterfinals against Charlie Wilson from Cleveland with a third round stoppage following 2 standing counts in the round.
In fact, this is a rematch of this season's Western District final. With Greaves winning by unanimous decision.
So Farah's got all to play for. This is her first bout in the competition. She's 32 years old, been registered as a boxer for 8 years. And national coach Craig McAvoy stated that he was very impressed with Caitlin Greaves last week. And whoever gets through now to the finals will be invited for that assessment. So Ben, you spoke about Kieran, who was ecstatic.
You could see the emotion. I mean, almost 14 years as a registered boxer. He said in the interview there it was his 106th bout.
Wow.
So it's been a long career, and this is his first Elite Open final that he's made it to. So he was absolutely delighted. I don't know if the camera caught it when he came out of the ring onto the steps.
Oh no.
But it was just sheer emotion.
Yeah.
Of course, the head coach Graham's his dad as well, so it's a special moment for both of them.
Yeah.
That's going to be some final with Devin Arbico.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him actually about Dylan, but we were about to go to the next bout, so I thought I'd better wrap up the interview. But that is going to be a terrific bout between him and Dylan.
Yeah, a few years ago they faced at the Western District final, as I said earlier, and it was an amazing bout. Kieran actually edged it on a split that time. So. Is that a bit of blood from Greaves' nose there?
I just put my glasses on to have a look. So Farah Jamil's in the red corner, Caitlin Greaves in the blue.
So the winner of this bout will face Shelley McDonald of Granite City, who actually got a walkover. She was meant to be boxing against Maya Peacock of Barrhead, who had withdrawn. So Shelley's here because she was getting some promotional photos for the Elite Finals. So she's travelled down from Aberdeen. So she is in the crowd somewhere watching.
Doctor's happy, and we keep going with the bout.
As of round number 1. I think for me, Caitlin has been really impressive. Yeah. But as we said earlier, they both of them have boxed before. And is that down to, again, the lack of female boxers, or I mean, we spoke earlier, sometimes it's maybe the same faces seeing each other.
Yeah, no, I think so. They're especially when you get into the categories as well. We were talking earlier about how sometimes the female boxers have to move up or down outside of their ideal weight just to make the bouts. So that does happen. I mean, we've got. It does
happen to the male. I mean, Stephen had mentioned that as well. When you're interviewing Stephen, he moved up.
At the lighter weights, it does for the males. So obviously, with Stephen being down really light, but I think the issue is for the females, you kind of get that throughout the weight categories.
That, unfortunately, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot more women boxing in Scotland now than there were even 5 years ago, but it's still sparse compared to the male.
Yeah, we did say earlier it's a whole sort of atmospheric change where we had female referees. We've got female officials, when the female coaches, so Stephanie Kernahan, for example, is just for me an ambassador, but she's moving into coaching as well. She's boxed at international level, and young boxers can look at that. We also, in the pro game, get Hannah Rankin, world champion, who's going to be boxing at the Hydro.
Yeah, May 13th.
Yep. You going to be there?
I'll be there.
And I think when you're a young female boxer looking up to that, and you can see, I mean, everybody can tell the story, or it's everything's equal, you can come to the gym, you can do this, but when you actually see it, you see this success in these boxers, it just becomes more believable.
Yeah, and they're obviously getting a lot more press now, which helps. And it makes them visible to the young girls who you want to be seeing them as role models. And it is fantastic.
So we had a few female boxers that were travelling. They boxed in Scotland. Is it Brooke Neely?
Yeah, Brooks.
And then you had Chloe Bodwick at the international. It was behind closed doors, but from what I heard, it was a great performance. Boxing Scotland also last year, I think there was funding to gyms to start encouraging.
So it was actually a project that started before the pandemic. So it was Women and Girls Fund. It was Sports Scotland offered a funding pot to governing bodies to do initiatives that would grow the female side of the sport. So this came down from the Scottish Government just to try and boost female participation of all sports, because I think there is a drop-off between male and females across the board. So we did a project about 10 clubs across Scotland involved, where they would go and they would deliver school sessions initially. They went into the schools and delivered female-only sessions, and then they had regional sessions within the clubs after that. So the idea was you would go in, get the interest in the schools, and then they get them actually to come to the clubs. So we had around 1,200 females involved in that project. Unfortunately, COVID then came along and kind of cut it short a wee bit. We have tried to get it back up and running. COVID keeps peaking and troughing, so... But, the interest was there. I think one of the big things was there has been school sessions in the past for years, and they've always been there for boys or girls. But I think what we found was the girls didn't want to do it in front of the boys. So when we were able to offer them, this is female-only school sessions, the interest just peaked right up. I think there is a level of maybe being self-conscious and not wanting to...
As well as... I spoke to some of the females that are boxing at Antony. Antony Boxing got the funding, and we were just doing some promotion around that. And some of the females that were already there, they talked about how the gym, at first maybe a bit daunting, but became like a safe space for them and became a place where they could confidently go in. And sometimes it's just that introduction is needed. And if it is funding there to make it free, then that's sometimes all someone needs to sort of just walk through the door and then see that it is an open place where you can feel safe and secure, and it's not this macho environment that some people maybe believe. And
that's in the school sessions were obviously done in the school, but they were done by the coaches. So they already got to know the coaches over a number of weeks. So it ran for each club was different, but maybe 8 weeks or 16 weeks or however long it was. So they got to know the coach. So when the coach then says, come along, it's not as daunting to come in. And you're maybe going as a group as well, rather than going individually. You're going with 4 or 5 or 6 people from the project and going into the club. So, I think 1,200 was much more than we were expecting. So we were really delighted with the figures from that.
So back in the ring, Barry Jamil in the red corner and Caitlin Greaves in the blue. How are you finding this, Greg?
It's I'm struggling to find the words.
They're both fighting for opportunities.
Yeah, they're both throwing well. It's not been as action packed as some of the earlier ones. Like the other 2 female bouts we had, I think, were a lot faster paced. But they're both boxing to their game plan. It's working well. I think maybe Caitlin has the advantage on here.
They obviously boxed each other just around 4 months ago as well, 3-4 months ago.
That's what I mean, like these female boxers, sometimes they get to know each other a bit. Stephanie spoke about how she sparred Dion Poland before, and she does know what she needed to bring to basically win, to get through.
She said in an interview, she said she knew the bite down on the gum shield and go for it, which she certainly did, getting obviously a second round stoppage. Caitlin herself got a stoppage last weekend, quarter-final. She stopped Charlie Wilson of Cleveland in the 3rd round. So she's certainly got the power to force a stoppage if she can unleash the shots. But Farah fighting very well. Close contest.
And so, got it there, doctor looking at it again.
And far as our experience, you know, she's been a boxer for 8 years now. You know, she's been a silver medalist a couple of times.
Yeah, I used to see her back when she was with Bella Houston. Had some great bouts in the club shows back then.
Boxing at Govan, where my shop is. Boxing at Govan, a wee plug.
Yep. I think there's a couple really running now, so I think a few have gone from Bella Houston down to Govan Community, I think is the full name of the club, isn't it? Yeah.
They just come on board 2 or 3 years ago as well.
Yeah. I think the first I saw them, they had someone on a noble art show, which was in the Govan area. Somebody walk through here with a massive TV.
It's usually me. Usually I'm cutting TVs and stuff in and out of this building, but I think Farah has maybe done enough in this round, but saying that now Caitlin's switching up, she's heard she said they went for it. So we will await Craig Stephen ring announcer. He announces the official announcement. And then we'll have a chat with whoever's going through to box Shelley McDonald in the finals.
So ladies and gentlemen, referees Horton will bring together the boxers, and judges score totals. We have a 4-1 split decision going in favour of the winner to the final. In the blue corner, Caitlin Green.
Good on to Caitlin.
And placing the balls going for Farah jumping.
So you are watching Boxing Scotland's Youth and Elite Championship. My name is Jamie Neal. And we'll just wait for Ben to have Caitlin, who hopefully wants to talk to us. So we will wait for that. There we go to Ben, who's got Caitlin standing by ringside.
Caitlin, congratulations. How was that for you in there?
Yeah,